What's up, family? It's me, your boy, your urban sports guru. How y'all doing today? You know what I'm saying? YouTube, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. Instagram, thank you for the like, thank you for the follow. I just want to holler at y'all real quick about James Harrison comments yesterday. It's a video, I promised you. Um, I'm not really so surprised. Everybody said it's so controversial. I'm not surprised. Any of y'all that know James Harrison as a football player know he's a no-nonsense guy. And if you ask him a question, he's going to give you a very honest opinion, a very honest answer. He does not pull punches. If those of y'all don't know what I'm talking about, look back at his interview in Men's Journal. He even gave it to his own quarterback. And it's not like throwing him under the bus. He's just real. There's a difference. It's just all the way 1,000. And that is James Harrison. He's the kind of man to back that up. Now, his comments yesterday when I was asked who's a better coach. Of course, he's between him, his coach, former coach Bill Belichick, and his former coach Mike Tomlin. He chose Bill Belichick, and saying Bill Belichick is far more disciplined, saying he's a lot more regimented, and Tomlin needs to be more disciplined. I don't find a whole lot of controversy in that. Everybody's losing their fucking minds. I don't feel that way, but because I really do like and admire Mike Tomlin. He's the kind of coach that personally I would want to play for. I would want my child to play for him. Like, seriously. Because I think he's a great leader of men. But one of the real knocks that you can place on Coach Mike Tomlin is the fact that the lack of Super Bowls when you play in a conference, particularly the AFC, when there's one team to beat, and that's the New England Patriots. So people out there saying it's unfair he's being compared to the greatest coach of all time, maybe so. It's unfair for Mike McCarthy or Sean Payton because the knocks on them, every single knock you apply to them, you can apply to Mike Tomlin. Because both of those guys have Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and for years both of those teams, outside of this past year when the one was, a lot of those years, those teams had shitty defenses. And the 1 year those teams gave those quarterbacks great defenses, they won Super Bowls. Fast forward here to Mike Tomlin, you can apply that to them, but they play in the NFC. The NFC is so fucking stacked and loaded. There's so many different teams that defensively they're stacked and they catch the right, movement or whatever the case may be, they're in the Super Bowl. Look how many different teams have been and won in the Super Bowl in the last 10 to 15 years from the NFC. I mean, seriously, what are you talking about? And other teams that haven't been that are so loaded, it's going to be a motherfucker trying to get through them. If those don't know what I'm talking about, look at a team that's stacked like Minnesota. For years, Philly was one of those teams. They finally cracked that ceiling and won the Super Bowl. Like, then you got to talk about Carolina. They had the number one ranked defense last year. Cam may be inconsistent, but shit, Cam is still a motherfucker to deal with. With Cam and a great defense, that's a team to deal with. Arizona's been loaded. They're rebuilding now. My Giants have won 2 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? This NFC is something else. Seattle, Legion of Boom, they went to the Super Bowl twice. Like, NFC's a loading conference. And the AFC, you got one team to worry about. Everybody's gunning after one team. You want to make the Super Bowl in the NFC, in the AFC, you got one team to beat. So that's a fair comparison in my mind. And I'm going to say that I've said this before in a previous video months ago, and I'm going to say this again. I like Mike Tomlin very, very much. I like him because I think he's a great leader of men. But if Mike Tomlin does not, if they play this year, I have to check again to see if they play this year. But they play this year and they lose in the regular season, and Pittsburgh does not at least make the Super Bowl, Mike Tomlin will be fired. Motherfuckers have to lobby for him this immediately after last season so he can keep his job then, when his job shouldn't have been on the line then. I don't think he deserves to get fired, but I think unfortunately he will be a casualty. When you look at how this team has not been able to beat the Patriots, the one team you have to beat in the AFC. And I look at that, how you've had a Hall of Fame quarterback this entire time. Had a Hall of Fame quarterback this entire time with weapons. Think about it. Pittsburgh at one point had Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, then Antonio Brown. With a Hall of Fame quarterback. And the one Super Bowl you did get, people say, "Oh, was a Super Bowl champion." Yes, but you got that with Bill Cowher's guys. He has another Super Bowl appearance with Bill Cowher's guys. Ever since it's been his guys and his frame, the fact that he is a defensive coach and their defense has been this bad for this long does not look good on him. So when you look at Green Bay, Mike McCarthy is an offensive coach. So you put Mike McCarthy with a Hall of Fame quarterback, their offense always looks good. You put Sean Payton with a Hall of Fame quarterback, Drew Brees, their offense always looks good. No matter who's in there, you still have a great offense. At the very least, when you put a great defensive coach with a Hall of Fame quarterback, that's supposed to be the recipe for Super Bowls. Tony Dungy did it. Fix the defense, Peyton Manning, Super Bowl. And he didn't have Peyton Manning for 10 plus years. He has. You think if Tony Dungy, the great Tony Dungy, had Peyton Manning for more than 10 years, they only would have gotten one Super Bowl? That is the problem. Especially in the AFC when you got one major team to beat, one major team to concern yourself with. I mean, look at Herman. I love me some Herman Edwards. Look at the way he changed the Jets defense around completely in 2 years. And he did that with Chad Pennington. How would Herman Edwards be looked at right now if instead of Chad Pennington, he had a Hall of Famer like Ben Roethlisberger? So the fact that you've had all of this and the championships you got to and won with your predecessors' players, now you have your players. And defensively, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And I want to see Mike Tomlin win because I like him very, very much. But I'm saying it right now. Pittsburgh Steelers do not beat New England if they play in the regular season this year. And do not at least make the Super Bowl this year. Mike Tomlin will be fired. Heard it first. Speaking my piece. Guru. I'm out. Salute.